The truth about looks. 5 key points. And when I say looks, I am referring to your physical appearance in relation to dating and attraction. We're often led to believe that women are only romantically drawn towards men that adhere to society's high standards of masculine beauty. So there's some degree of brainwashing which needs to be reversed through your own experience. Because regardless of your perceived genetic weaknesses, there are many physical and non-physical factors that can be controlled and developed to maximize your potential on the dating scene. Number 1, health and fitness. This is primarily relating to how fit you are, the shape that you keep yourself in, and the diet that you have, which affects not only your physical self, but your mental state as well, in terms of being a healthy individual with a lot of vitality, and therefore communicating that you are a strong, able protector of women. So this comes as number 1 because obviously, regardless of how you are in the past and the way you were born, you need to be doing everything you possibly can to maximize your natural appearance. And this will obviously help tremendously when it comes to making a good first impression, keeping in mind that some people are superficial to some degree. So, fundamentally, you need to at least be looking after yourself, looking after your health, a fundamental primal part of attraction. Number 2, fashion and grooming. Conveying your value and appealing to the appropriate target audience, showing that you care about your presentation and the way that you operate within the world. Not putting all your focus and emphasis on your clothing, your fashion, and becoming too superficial, but to some degree you need to be very mindful about the way that you are dressing and the grooming and hygiene that you have, because these things are very controllable and they will always give you a better chance when you consider them and you take action to correct any problems you have in this regard, whether it's what you see, what you learn, advice from others. It doesn't matter. Trial and error. Go and see what works for you regarding your fashion, your style, and your grooming, and you will get better results. Point number 3, the difference of physical preferences, the subjective aspect of looks in relation to attracting the girl that you want. There are some universal truths when it comes to what people like and dislike about others. However, beyond the universal truths, there are many specific and separate factors that women are drawn to in regards to the way that you look and the way that you present yourself and the way that you act. However, for this video, we're focusing on the looks more than the action. What I mean by that is, when you meet a lot of different people, not only do you discover what you like and dislike about someone on a physical attraction level, but you're giving them a chance to find out what they like and dislike. So, going back to point 1 and 2, if you've got your health and fitness sorted, and if you've improved your fashion and grooming and your style, you're presenting yourself in the best possible way to find the person who's going to like the way you look. You've wrapped it up in the best possible package. So just keep in mind, always keep in mind, it's a subjective thing. There are some universal truths about attraction and projecting a masculine look and energy. And when it comes to projecting and presentation, some things are not in your control, but some things are in your control. So you need to control what you can, and what you can't control, you obviously have to leave it up to subjective interpretation from the other person when they meet you. Number 4, your body language, attitude, and behavior. Your non-verbal communication, which, by the way, is always more important than your looks and verbal communication. It's the way you talk, it's the way you move, it's the way you interact with people, it's the way you carry yourself, what you expect, the guidelines you make for yourself, and what you're willing to tolerate and not tolerate, and the true sense of confidence that's being projected, as opposed to an insecure, false confidence. I'm including this in the video about looks because it's a combination of the way you look, but not just the appearance, but it's also how you use your body, how you use your expression, the way that you use the vessel that you have. Many different factors combining to give you an even bigger advantage at this point beyond what you've done to maximize your appearance alone. And this applies to when you're in a conversation and interaction, but also in between interactions, just the way that you are thinking and acting regardless, developing your natural self and not having to necessarily put on a show, but instead already be in that good state that's going to make you come across more authentic. So this is a very holistic approach to correcting your body language, behavior, and your general attitude towards life and towards dating and towards women. And through that experience, you will gain a lot more confidence in the way that you act around them, beyond simply how you look around them. So their perception will not only be just based on looks, but that intrigue and perception will extend towards who you are as a person and the way that you're acting and the cues that they're picking up from that action. Number 5, in a game. And what I mean by in a game in a Truth About Looks video is basically what you believe regarding your looks and how they affect your dating life and your ability to attract people into your life. For example, not comparing yourself to others, which a lot of guys do. It's unhealthy because it means you will never be happy. You'll always be striving for something better. And there's obviously nothing wrong with striving to improve in any area. However, the problem arises is when you're not already accepting of who you are as a person, in terms of liking yourself, feeling like you're already good enough to create some great things in your life, and not using looks as an excuse or a negative belief to hold you back, because what you believe often ends up manifesting in the real world. So if you believe that you look good and you've done all you can to maximize that, go out and make things happen. There's no reason you can't do it. The only reason you can't do it, in many cases, is, like I said, guys are very insecure when it comes to never being happy, always comparing, and never getting to the place they want to get. Because in reality, you're already at a good place. So what you need to do regarding the inner game point about looks is recognizing your potential, developing your appearance and behavior. And when you do that and apply it, you will learn through experience. So you will learn the truth for yourself about the way you look and the way you act, and how that can actually be very effective when it comes to creating relationships or just developing your lifestyle in any way that you want. Another good point about inner game is finding your happiness from other sources, developing your value, and getting better at conveying it, unstifling, opening up, expressing yourself. And that expression can often override judgments being made about your appearance, proving people wrong in terms of what they think about you, and then the reality that you're presenting with them due to a strong inner game. Saying, hey, you might have thought that, but now through my behavior, the more important non-verbal side of things, I have just shown you that you have many more reasons to be interested and attracted to me beyond my appearance alone. So in summary, failure and setbacks should not be attributed to lacking a certain appearance. It's a lazy excuse that distracts from the more important social and attraction skills that you should be developing and practicing. So just to recap, number 1, health and fitness. What you're proactively doing consistently to improve your physical and mental well-being. Number 2, fashion and grooming. What you're doing to improve your fashion and style to appeal to the right person and to show them that you care about your appearance and you care about your social interactions. Number 3, the difference of physical preferences, the more subjective side when it comes to looks. Because I'm sure many times you've seen relatively seemingly average men with very attractive women, which tells you that there's much more going on beyond that surface level that is making that situation work for both people. Number 4, your body language, your attitude, and your behaviors. The way that you interact with the world, which is more important than your appearance alone. Various things you are communicating, and generally just the way that you carry yourself and move through the world, which should be developed on every level, whether it's while you're interacting with people and women, or just any time in your general life. Maintaining a consistency on the general way that you approach life, which is going to make every situation feel a lot more genuine, that you're not having to change your personality just to suit the occasion or just to get the result you want. So the authenticity of that body language and that behavior is what's really going to help you when it comes to your actual interactions and conversations. And last but not least, number 5, recapping the inner game point, which is basically what you believe about looks and their relation to game. Because on many occasions, what you believe manifests in reality. Thus concludes the truth about looks, 5 key points.